What's up, MVP? Welcome back. Strebo here with you. It is in December 2008 and I have just come out of a screening of the Swedish vampire film Let the Right One In. There you can see a little flyer for it. This was playing at a good theater in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's one of the few places where I get to get out and see what would be considered arty kind of films. Sorry for the less than optimal filming conditions here today, but we're having to do this guerrilla style, as you can see by the accumulated water on the windows here, that we're having some bad weather, so I don't really have a good spot to film out in front of the building today, out in front of the theater. Let the Right One In is a modern take on the vampire myth. It centers around the story of a young 12-year-old boy named Oscar, who lives in a brick apartment complex with his mother, his single mother. And the film takes place in the middle of winter. He goes to school every day and is bullied by the local bully, as there always is one. And Oscar basically just wants acceptance. He wants friends, and he's looking for a relationship and just love in a world that is basically cold and cruel to him. Some neighbors move into the apartment next door to his. It appears to be an elderly man with his young daughter, and one day Oscar ends up talking to the girl, and he finds out that their relationship is a little more complex than it seems, and that they are not exactly what they seem. It turns out that the girl Ellie is actually a vampire. Let the Right One In is a very, very interesting movie. It borders on being an art house kind of movie. The pace is very languid. It's very slow moving. But that doesn't mean it's a boring film. There's a lot of time dedicated to building the character of Oscar and building sympathy for him as you see him go through his daily routine and walking across cold, barren cityscapes where there's nothing but concrete and steel all around him, and 3-foot high snow covering everything. Oscar moves through this landscape just looking for acceptance. You can tell that his mother cares about him and that she loves him, but there's something in their relationship that's not right, and perhaps it's, whatever the reasons were for the split between his mother and his father, but there's a lack of honest communication between Oscar and his mother. Oscar's not honest with his mother about the bullying that's going on at school. He makes excuses saying it's just accidents and whatnot. All these things are obviously used to build sympathy for Oscar and help set up this unexpected friendship that he finds with Ellie, the 12-year-old girl that moves in next door. Let the Right One In really focuses on building atmosphere. It's very bleak setting. It seems very cold and very oppressive. I mean, obviously it's a wintry setting. All this lends to building, helping lay that foundation for that needed atmosphere of dread that we always want to find in a horror film. And it helps seed the tension for moments of horror when they spill out around the relationships in the film and surprise us at different points on this journey through the film. In one way, it's a horrifying film, but it's also, to a certain extent, it was very, very touching and a very, very human film. The direction in Let the Right One In was very good. Most of the characters are played in close-up. The characters of Oscar and Ellie are played in close-up, where we get very close to them and you really feel their warmth or their moments of coldness, if you will. Most of the other characters are played a little further out in long shot or in medium shot, where we're distanced from them. The only characters we're really, really close to throughout the film are really Oscar and Ellie. The compositions in the film are very nice. The urban setting is used, the cold, hard, square urban setting is used to frame in and really entrap Oscar in almost every frame, where he's just this little, this little walking bit of flesh just moving through this cold, hard landscape at all times, and you really feel his isolation. The acting in Let the Right One In is really good. Both the kids did a fantastic job. Oscar and Ellie, you feel really close to both of them. They were completely believable. You feel very sympathetic towards their plight, and Oscar, his journey to just find acceptance in the world, and Ellie and her trials to just survive and obey kind of the biological rules that she has to obey in living as a vampire. There are some moments of good tension in Let the Right One In. Every now and then it's punctuated by unexpected scares or jumps, but on the whole, this is not a film that sets out to terrify you so much. It's one that pulls you in. It wants you to identify with these characters and really find their world believable, and then it tries to horrify you through their plight and through the things that they have to endure throughout the film. And in that way, it was very, very successful. Not scary per se, but it was horrifying at times. Not a lot of gore in Let the Right One In per se, but we do have some basic Strebo slasher stats we can run down. We've got 2 or 3 hanging bodies. We've got let's see, some severed limbs. We've got a decapitation. We've got lots of piles of blood. We've got some slit throats. Let's see, we've got a bashed ear. Let's see, we've got the gratuitous cat attacks. There's a couple different things that happen in it. So there are our moments where we get our Grand Guignol elements with our little splashes of gore here and there. But really, this is a film about relationships. It's a film about atmosphere. And fans of vampire films that are looking for something different right now are really going to enjoy this. Well, hopefully they'll enjoy this. I mean, because it's a very, very different take on the film, because you have this this 12-year-old vampire girl who basically has all the strengths and weaknesses of classical vampires. I mean, she has to stay out of the sunlight. She has to feed. She has to abide by all these different rules, such as she has to be invited into a home in order to enter it. Hence, we get the title of the film, Let the Right One In. But there's not a whole lot I can tell you about the plot. I mean, I don't want to, go into too many specifics and really spoil it for you. It's really a journey of relationships as Oscar tries to just find someone to accept him in a cold, cold world. And, he finds it from the most unlikely of places. On the Strebo Screamometer, I have to give Let the Right One In an 8 out of 10. The film was fantastic. I can't really find any kind of fault with it. I don't really take any points away from it. It's just that it is a slow-paced kind of film, so it's not going to appeal to absolutely everybody. Acting is great. The direction is great. The modern take on the vampire mythos is very, very intriguing. So there's a lot of things to enjoy about it. And here at the end of 2008, we've had a good year in horror. If you're lucky enough to have Let the Right One In playing in the theater near you, don't wait. Go ahead. Go out and see it. Check it out while it's in the theaters. Enjoy the full experience. Be pulled into it, and go with the journey from beginning to end, and you won't regret it. Go out and support something that's really good, and it deserves it. And you deserve to see it as a horror fan that wants something different, that wants something new, that wants something that is going to pull your emotions into it and make you feel something as you witness this journey.